So it looks like Barnsley are the real bloody deal after they beat Bournemouth with a late winner to keep themselves comfortably in the top 6. As for the top 2, it is Watford and Norwich that look like they're going up. But can they remain there? We'll take a little look next. Right, folks, back once again with another prediction show today. We're taking a look at match number 37 out in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button and get your banger today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related. Whoa, football related, we're going to know here. Under Waruski, that's right, Watford move into the top 2 on goal difference. Norwich, of course, with a comfortable win in the end over Sheffield Wednesday to keep themselves leading the charge with a bit of a gap. We'll take a look at all of that in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to the VIP band of brothers. I'm talking about the Patreons. That's right, you know who you are. That's right, you, sir, and you, and don't forget about you. Of course, big shout out to you guys. Thanks for your continued support as we try to build something right here over at Blackburn Roverseas. If you are interested and you think you want to become the latest member of that band, and remember, of course, when this place is, of course, a metropolis, you'll remember back in the day, you said, I was one of those boys back in the day that supported this man-ass bastard right here. So if you're interested, check out the link down below. But until then, let's get into it, of course, and have a little look how we all got on, including me, which we'll do right here, right now. So here we go, guys. Here we bloody go. Kicking off, of course, with, of course, a bit of a sour one here. Rovers losing to Brentford in the game, which I thought was, we were daylight. It was daylight robbery. Not only did we lose to the softest penalty in the world, and also not given maybe 2 penalties, quite a few unfavourable decisions that did not go in our favour, which kind of highlighted for me this shocking standard of refereeing at EFL level. It's of course, it does ring true or ring loudly in your ears when you're on the end of a defeat like this. And the defeat was made sour by, of course, the loss of Bradley Dack, who just came back. He was just starting to show his true star with a couple of back-to-back games with goals. It seems like he's going to be out for another considerable amount of time with another major injury, which has put curtails to his season right here, right now, and probably the vast majority of next season. So it's a big old question mark of for that. But anyway, pissed off, lost it, 1-0, 2-1 for me. And in fairness, I thought we should have won that game. But the referee had other ideas. Anyway, I'm not bitter. Moving on. Rotherham against Coventry, I think, was postponed. Yes, it is, which puts Rotherham's fixture list pretty tight. They're going to have a busy old schedule, of course. Anyway, next up, of course, Luton Town against Swansea City. Of course, Luton lost this one. Swansea with a goal. Connor Hoonahane lit early on to give Swansea the win. Actually, having the 1-1 draw. Thought Luton would get something out of this, but unfortunately, no. Bournemouth against Barnsley in the Battle of the East. 5-goal thriller going in favour of Barnsley. Goodness gracious me. Goals for Michael Hellick, Dominic Fraser and Carlton Morris, giving Barnsley the 3-2 win. Grunewald and Solanke on the score sheet for Bournemouth as they lost. 2-1 for me for Bournemouth again, got it wrong. Meanwhile, Birmingham against Bristol City, big win for Bristol City, 3-0. Cost the man his job, I believe. I think Karanka's gone. I haven't looked at Twitter this morning, but the rumours last night was he was on his way out. Casey Palmer, Semedo and O'Dowda on the score sheet for Bristol City, giving them the win just in time as they take on Rovers this week to turn the corner. 2-1 for me. Shame on me. Cardiff against Watford ended up as a 2-1 win for Watford, and I went with Cardiff. Like, I just picked everything wrong this week, of course. 2-1 win. Sarata with a big fat OG giving Cardiff the lead, and Nathaniel Chubala on the score sheet giving Watford the level up. Of course, Adam Messina late on, 94th minute winner, giving Watford the W. And again, that bit was a big win for them. Of course, unfortunately, leaves Cardiff in the cold. Derby County, 2-1 for me. 1-0 was the real score, and Millwall again moved the bloody chains. Puts Derby in that, still in a no man's land. Sean Hutchinson on score sheet giving Millwall the W in the end. But I get Stoke 3-0 win for Middlesbrough. 1-0 win for me. Warnock's boys just keeping their heads above water here. Grant Hull, Patrick McNair, Nathan Mendes-Lang on the score sheet giving Middlesbrough the W in a 3-0 win in the end. 1-0 for me. Forest against Reading was a draw. 1-1 in the end. Again, Reading. I don't believe in the Reading. I don't believe in it. I think they're going to fluff their lines right to the death. So we'll watch it. Of course, Thomas Holmes with a big fat OG giving Forest the lead before Yoko Mate level for Reading, giving them a share of the spoils. 1-1 in the end. QPR against Huddersfield was a 1-0 win for Huddersfield. Of course, they got themselves a invaluable win, of course, and stopped the rot for them. Of course, QPR were doing very, very well for themselves prior to this. Junior Bakuna on the score sheet, even Huddersfield the W. Wycombe Wanderers beat Preston again. Goodness gracious me, 1-0 win for Wycombe. Ryan Taffisali on the score sheet, giving the Wycombe the W. 1-1 for me. And of course, Sheffield Wednesday did lose to Norwich. Got that one right. Goal scorers on the day. Of course, Jordan Rose scoring for Sheffield Wednesday, scores when he wants. Stephen Pookie and Tom Campbell on the score sheet with Norwich. A 2-1 win as well. As you see, I got pretty shitty picks for me. Just two. It's a bit of a shitter. The table looks like this. Norwich City 10 points clear over Watford and Swansea. Those two battle for the top two. Brentford, of course, still in with the hunt as well. Games in hand on Watford as well. Reading into fifth, of course, they're actually quite a bit of a gap now. 5 points clear over the chasing pack, Bournemouth and Cardiff. But of course, it's still a lot to do. I'd say realistically, the playoffs is probably ninth upwards at this moment in time. But you just don't know. There's still, what is it? How many games left? 10 games left. 30 points on the horizon. Yeah. Anyway, as for the table at the bottom, it's Wycombe, Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham going down. Can you say are Derby out of it? Derby looks safe. I think Coventry, Birmingham realistically are in the discussion. Birmingham making the decision to pull the trigger right now and get rid of Karanka right here, right now. They give them the benefit of the doubt. It's too close for comfort. They are only 3 points separate, and Rotherham have games in hand. So the likelihood is, I'm sure Rotherham will at least win one of those games in hand to climb up a little bit. Anyway, let's take a look at how you guys got on. Let's get into it then, shall we? Here we go. If you're not to fall like me, you're in there, Shitface Gang. 5 to 9 Shitface Club. 10 plus, you're a bloody miracle worker. Mr. Kirkson did shite like me. Gaming Charlie also did great. Ashton Nice also did poop. Russell Foss also did very, very well. Hey Tachichi, you did shite like me. Oh, actually, Ojo did good though. Walton Hughes. Oh, Yucky Baxton did poop just like me. David Keeley also did very, very shite as well. Shepard also did okay. Damien Evan did bits of poop like me. Shannon also did very, very well. I'm Stringer did shite as well. Ultra Omri also did very, very well. Of course, give him a round of applause as Omascaville as well. Oh, okay, didn't do okay. Ollie Trafford did shite. Jamie Gold also did poop. Cody Ho did poop as well. Leeds 2021, not too shabby though. Of course, Roberto Hoss also did shite. Yanni also did bits. Alex Wells did alright. And Vincent did good. James Bruce, you're great. You did okay, of course. I think that's it. I think that's bloody well it. Iron String and Ashton Nice and me are down there. Don't even look at it. That's where I would be. But of course, Alex Weller and Gaming Charlie kicking ass and taking names with 7 out of a respective score on there. So pretty good for themselves, boys. Well done, well done. But what's that done to the overall table? We'll have a little look at it, shall we? I think Frosty was up there. I think we have a leader. It is Gaming Bloody Charlie. Look at that. We have a race on our hands over in the championship. It's between Gaming Charlie, Frosty, Shane O'Donnell. You might even consider Vincent Hung and Alex Weller in that mix as well. It's a top race we've got. We like these. We like these tight ones. We want it mixed up week in, week out. But of course, it could all change right here, right now with a full fixture list this midweek. Kick it all off with, of course, on Tuesday it'll be Cardiff up against Stoke. Let's have a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, played for the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws last time around. In Cardiff was a 1-0 win for Cardiff back in, of course, November 2019. Leandro Bakun scoring Cardiff the W. Also pretty sure this season in Stoke was a 2-1 win for Cardiff. Glatzel Morrison on the score sheet. Of course, Morrison also scored a big fat OG. Stoke have actually lost their last 4 away matches in the Championship, conceding these 2 goals in the last 4 away. Coming into this, just 1 defeat the past 6 games for Cardiff. That was against Watford just the other day. Just 1 win the past 5 for Stoke. That was against Wycombe, a couple of games back. No bookies odds on this one, no. But of course, heading into this, Cardiff coming into this in 8th, bit of win for them. They could close it. They can assure 7th and close it in on 6th. As for Stoke, they're down to 11th, bit of win for them. They can move up to top 10 in this one. Going to go with Cardiff, get back to winning ways with a 1-0 win over Stoke. Next up, we have Derby County up against Brentford. Let's take a look at this one then, Sarah. Of course, played for the last 6, 1 for Derby, 3 for Brentford, 2 draws last time around. In the Pride Park was back in July 2020, of course, 3-1 win for Brentford. Watkins, Benrahma with a couple of goals as well. Jason Knight get the goal for Derby. They also played for this season in Brentford as a 0-0 draw back in, of course, December. Heading into this, Derby failed to score in the last 4 matches in the Championship, and they come into this just 1 win, 1 win the past 4 games, so 1 defeat the past 4 games for Brentford. The 1 defeat was against Norwich. Meanwhile, 5 defeats or 5 games without a win for Derby. Last time they won was against Huddersfield back in the end of Feb. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Then shall we got Derby 3-1 for the victory, 12-5 is your draw. Even Stevens is your Brentford. Of course, Derby are down to 19th, but a win for them they can move up to 17th. Whereas Brentford are in 4th, a win for them they can move up to 2nd with a bit of a goal swing. They've got the goal swing in their favour. It's like a Brucey bonus point. 2-0 for Brentford, get the win, clean sheet to boot. Middlesbrough up against Preston North End, of course, played for the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws last time around. At the Riverside was a 1-1 draw back in, of course, October 2019. Goal scores on the day. Britt Sombalonga, Josh Harrop on the score sheet for Preston, of course. Last time around, though, at Deepdale, of course, this season was a 3-0 win for Preston. Brad Potts, Scott Sinclair, and Emil Rees Jakobsen on the score sheet, giving Preston the W. Of course, heading into this, just one win in the past 6 games for Preston. Has O'Neill maybe scrambling for his job. Potentially 3-0 win for Preston back in Huddersfield, of course, back in the end of Feb. Meanwhile, just one defeat the past 4 games for Middlesbrough. That one defeat was against Swansea, 2-1 loss as well. A couple of draws in that mix as well. Look at the bookies odds of this one. Shall we got 11-10 on for Middlesbrough. 65-2 is your draw. 60-5 is your Preston. Preston coming to this, of course, in where are you? You're in 15th, but a win for them. They could move up to 13th. As for Middlesbrough, they're in 9th, and a win for them. They can move to 7th in the table. Going to go with the Middlesbrough win this one, 2-1 in the end. 3 points going to Borough. Next up, Luton Town up against Coventry. Let's get a look at this one. Shall we? Of course, played the last 6. 1 for Luton, 2 for Coventry, 3 draws. Last time around at Kenilworth Road was a 1-1 draw back in February 2019. Matthew Pearson on score sheet. Jordan Shipley as well back in League One. This season they also played in Coventry, or St Andrews should I say, 0-0 draw back in, of course, December this season. Coventry failed to win their last 5 away matches in the Championship. They're coming to this back to back. Actually, scrap that. They actually two wins in the past 5 games for Coventry, beating Brentford and also beating Derby. Of course, as for Luton, back-to-back defeats, back-to-back games without a goal. Losing to Norwich, losing to Swansea, high flyers as well. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Shall we got Luton Town, a 74 for the victory, 70-10 is your Coventry, 11-5 is your draw. Coventry down in, of course, 20th, but a win for them. They can move up to 17th. Luton are in 16th, and a win for them. They can move up to 13th in the table. Oh, yes, indeed. Luton Town will win this one 1-0 in the end. Next up, we have Rotherham up against Watford. Of course, at the New York Stadium, played each other the last 6. Nothing for Rotherham, 4 for Watford, 2 draws. Last time around at New York Stadium was back in the Championship, 2-0 win for Watford back in 2014. Lloyd Dyer, Gianni Morani on the score sheet for Watford as they won 2-0. They also played each other this season down at Vicarage Road, of course, 2-0 win for Watford as well. Christian Cabasali on the score sheet, of course, Troy Deeney as well back in, of course, December. Watford winning 7 last 8 matches in the Championship, and they've also won their last 4 against Rotherham in all comps, keeping a clean sheet in the last 5 matches against Rotherham in all competitions as well. Heading into this, just 1 defeat the past 6. The 1 defeat was against Bournemouth. Meanwhile, just 1 win the past 5 for Rotherham. That was against Sheffield Wednesday, all the way back the 3rd of March. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Shall we? Got Rotherham at 50-4 for the draw, for the win. 30-5 is draw. 43 on is your Watford. Watford coming in 2nd, and a win for them to close it in on 1st. As for Rotherham in 22nd, and a win for them they can move up to 21st and put Rotherham, Birmingham in the drop zone. Going with a draw here, 0-0 in the end. I think Rotherham will nick this one, or at least get a point out of it to keep themselves happy, and maybe put the frighteners on the likes of Birmingham and Coventry. Next up we have Bournemouth up against Swansea. Of course, played for the last 6. 4 for Bournemouth, nothing for Swansea, 2 draws last time around. Bournemouth was a 1-0 win for Bournemouth back in 2018. Ryan Fraser on the score sheet in the Prem, of course, as they came out. They also played each other down in Wales. Of course, this season was a 0-0 draw back in, of course, December. Bournemouth keeping a clean sheet in the last 5 matches against Swansea. In all comps, they've also won the last 4 home matches against Swansea as well. Coming into this, in fact, back-to-back games without a win for Bournemouth, drawing with Preston, losing to Barnsley as well. As for Swansea, just 1 defeat the past 6. That 1 defeat was against Bristol City, 3-1 loss. Picking up the wins against Stoke, Borough, Luton as well, drawing with Rovers as well. Look at the bookies, the odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this one? Bournemouth 23-20 for the victory, 5-2 is your Swansea, 23-10 is your draw. Of course, Bournemouth are in 7th, and win for them they can close in on 6th, whereas Swansea are 3rd, and win for them they can move to 2nd in the table. I think Swansea will take this one 2-1 win over Bournemouth. I think they got the bit between the teeth. I think Bournemouth are roping. Meanwhile, of course, Nottingham Forest up against Norwich in the battle of the ends. Of course, played each other the last 6. 1-1 for Forest, 3 for Norwich, 2 draws. Last round at, of course, City Ground was a 2-1 win for Norwich. Back, of course, October 2018. Lewis Grabs on the score sheet. Tim Close with a couple of goals there for Norwich as they came out on top with a 2-1 win. In fact, the last 3 games gone in favour pretty much of Norwich. 2 wins and a draw to boot. Last time around, of course, this season back in, of course, December, 2-1 win for Norwich. Jacob Sorensen on score sheet. Malawino Buenda as well. Anthony Knockout to get the goal for Forest as well. Norwich, though, winning their last 8 matches in the Championship, scoring at least 2 goals in the last 4 on the road. Coming to the 6th on the spin for them, looking very, very good without really stepping up the plate. As for Forest, unbeaten without a win in 4, picking up 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats in the last 4 games. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We've got Forest 3-1 for the victory. Norwich are 20-19 on. Stone Cold 23-10 is your draw. Forest sit in 17th, but a win for them. They can move up to 14th. Norwich, of course, top, and they'll be top no matter what. Going to go with another win for Norwich, another clean sheet to boot. QPR taking, of course, Millwall down London way. Place of the last 6, 3 for QPR, 1 for Millwall, 2 draws last round at Loftus Road was a 4-3 win. Goodness gracious me, for QPR back in, of course, July 23rd, 2020. Masterson, Manning, Eze and Kane on the score sheet for, of course, QPR. Matt Smith, Hutchinson, Malumbi on the score sheet, of course, Millwall. Also, at Millwall back in, of course, December was a 1-1 draw. QPR undefeated in the last 7 matches against Millwall in all comps. Coming to this, though, QPR, of course, on the back of a defeat, losing to Huddersfield, of course, prior to that, back-to-back wins. Meanwhile, Millwall won 2 of the past 3, losing them to Blackburn, a couple of games back, but beating Derby and beating Preston as well. Look at the bookies odds on this one, shall we? We have QPR 5-4 for the victory, 11-5 is your away win, 11-5 is also the draw. Millwall down in, of course, 10th. A win for them, they can move closer to 9th. QPR in 13th. A win for them, they can actually move above Millwall into 10th, depending on the goal swing. What is the goal swing? Goal swing is not in their favour. They need a big old win. 1-1 draw in the end. Can't separate two sides. Can you? Of course, Wycombe taking, of course, Barnsley. Of course, played the last 6. 1 win for Wycombe, 3 for Barnsley, 2 draws. That's around. In Wycombe was a 1-0 win for Wycombe back in, of course, December 2018. Randall Williams on the score sheet for Wycombe, giving them the W. Of course, last time around, though, in Oakwell this season was a 2-1 for Barnsley back in, of course, December. Barnsley winning 8 of the last 9 matches in the Championship. They're coming to this winning 5 of the past 6. The only hiccup was a draw against Derby. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 5 games for Wycombe. That was against Preston just the other day, as they have a sticky old time this season. Of course, bookies odds on this one then 15-4 for Wycombe. Of course, 11-8 on is your Barnsley, 5-2 is your draw. Of course, win for Wycombe in 24th. They could actually go above Swansea into 20th. Swansea above Sheffield Wednesday into 23rd. As for Barnsley in 6th, they could go 5th above Reading, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Going to go with a winner here for Barnsley, 2-1 win to keep the dream alive. Next up, we have Birmingham. Of course, new manager bounce up against Reading. Of course, played each other the last 6. 3 for Birmingham, 2 for Reading, 1 draw last time around. It's St Andrews with a 3-1 win for Reading, of course, back in March 2020. Matt Mazinga, Yakumpi Mate and Pele on the score sheet, of course. Scott Hogan at the goal for Birmingham as they lost. They also played each other this season at the Matchday. It was a 2-1 win for Birmingham. 2-1 win. John Terrell with a couple of goals there as well. Yakum Mate as well. Harley Dean got himself sent off, though. Birmingham losing 9 last 11 matches at home. They come into this new manager bounce, just 1 win the past 5. That one was against QPR. Meanwhile, Reading unbeaten the last 4, big up 3 wins and a draw to boot. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Birmingham will be 5-2 for the victory, 2-1 is your draw, 5-4 is your Reading. Reading coming to find themselves in, of course, 5th in a win for them, they can close it in on 4th. Birmingham in 21st, a win for them, they can move up to 20 above Coventry in the end. Going to go with a 1-1 draw. New manager bounce. Next up we have Rovers up against Bristol City. The game of the weekend here, right here. Of course, played for the last 6. Just 2 wins for Rovers, 3 for Birmingham, 1 draw. Last round though, at Eber was a 3-1 win for Rovers. I'll take that all day long. Back in June, Corey Evans doesn't score many. Tustin Madarabayo and Adam Armstrong on score sheet in a 3-1 win. Jamie Patterson getting a goal for Bristol City as they opened up the scoring. Of course, they also played each other this season at Thrashton Gate. It was a 1-0 win for Bristol. That was probably the start of the rot, really. Famani Diardaru on the score sheet with a late winner from the bench. Bristol City, though, scored at least 3 goals in the last 3 away matches. They've also won the last 3 away as well. So yeah, just 3 wins in the past 5 games for Bristol City. Have them believing. Just 2 defeats though in the past 5. If you want to spin it that way, Rovers just 1 win though in a whole bunch of times has us still concerned about the future of our club. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Blackburn are actually favourites 11-8 for this one. Believe it or not, 30-5 is your draw. 4-1 is your Bristol City. If I was a betting man, I'd be all over Bristol City, even though they're against my team. Maybe I should do it. Win-win, you know. If I put £100 on Bristol City to win that one, I could either lose it or Blackburn win, or they draw and I get nothing. For me, a win for, of course, Bristol City in 12th. They could go up to 10th. As for a win for Rovers in 14th, we could close in on Bristol City and possibly move into top 13 there. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Rovers. Believe in the boys, believe in the project, believe in the plan. In the end, no Dak though. No, Armstrong might be back to maybe give us a bit of a welcome sight for sore eyes. Of course, and then finally Sheffield Wednesday up against Huddersfield Town. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, played the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws last round at Hillsborough. It was a 0-0 draw back in July 2020. And also played this season at the McAlpine, John Smith's, Kirk Leeds, whatever you want to call it. 2-0 win back in, of course, December to Karoma and Benz on the score sheet. Wednesday, though, losing the last 7 matches in the Championship, conceded at least 2 goals in the last 5. They came into this losing at least 6 on the spin. It could be more than that. Just 1 win, though, in the past 5 for Huddersfield. Unbeaten, though, in the last 3, picking up 2 draws and a win to boot. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? We've got Sheffield Wednesday, 29-20 for the victory, 11-5 is your draw, 90-10 is your Huddersfield. Huddersfield coming to this, of course, in 18th, but a win for them, they can move it up to 14th, whereas Sheffield Wednesday are 23rd, and a win for them, they can move closer to 22nd. They're in trouble. They'll get the win here, 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday. Darren Moore celebrates. And if I'm right, which I believe I hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Norwich City will still be 10 points clear over Swansea, who will be 2 points clear over Watford. Brentford up to 4th, Barnsley to 5th, and Reading into 6th. Wycombe, Rotherham, and Birmingham possibly going down, but realistically it'll be Sheffield Wednesday, so don't really look into it. Of course, Rovers up to 13th. And yes, just keep on, just play the next game ahead. If we win this one, I think we have. Is it Norwich after that, or was it Wycombe? Either way, it doesn't matter. Just keep moving on. Of course, if I'm right, then be sure to get your picks in nice and early for this one, because they're coming in thick and fast, and then we'll do it all again for the weekend. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and again, if you want to support the channel in another way, you could become a ladies member of the Patreon gang. Check out the links down below, they're all in there. Until then, though, be sure to be safe, mask up, 6 feet, and I'll see you all next time for some more picks right here for the Championship.